Hello. Welcome to this space. This quiet space where you can simply be. There's nothing you need to do right now. Nothing you need to figure out. Nothing you need to solve or understand or fix. You can just be here in this moment, exactly as you are. Your thoughts are welcome here too. Whatever thoughts are moving through your mind right now, they're allowed to be there. You don't need to push them away. You don't need to follow them either. They can simply exist, like clouds drifting across the sky, while you remain here, settled and still. Sometimes the mind creates thoughts the way the heart creates beats. Automatically. Naturally. Without asking permission. And that's okay. That's how minds work. They think. They generate. They create constant streams of words and images and feelings. This isn't a problem to solve. It's just what's happening. You might notice a thought appearing right now. Maybe about today. Maybe about tomorrow. Maybe about something small or something that feels big. And that thought can be there. You can notice it the way you might notice a bird flying past a window. You see it. You acknowledge it. And then it moves on, while you stay exactly where you are. Being here doesn't mean stopping your thoughts. It just means you don't have to go with them. You can let them move through, like water flowing past a stone in a stream. The water keeps moving, but the stone remains. The water doesn't ask the stone to move. The stone doesn't fight the water. They simply coexist, each doing what they do. And you can be like that stone. Steady. Present. Letting everything else flow around you and through you and past you. There's a certain kind of peace that comes from not fighting. Not fighting your thoughts. Not fighting the fact that your mind is active. Not fighting anything at all. Just allowing. Just noticing. Just being here. Your body knows how to rest, even when your mind is busy. Your breath continues, soft and steady, without you needing to control it. Your heart beats in its own rhythm. Your muscles can soften and release without you consciously directing them. Your body has its own wisdom, and right now, it's quietly doing what it needs to do. You can trust that. And while your body rests, your thoughts can do whatever they need to do. They can come and go. They can loop and spiral. They can whisper about yesterday or wonder about next week. They can be quiet or loud, peaceful or restless. And none of that needs to pull you away from this moment, from this gentle, quiet space where you're simply allowing everything to be as it is. Sometimes people think they need an empty mind to rest. But that's not quite true. You don't need emptiness. You just need a little bit of distance. A little bit of space between you and the thinking. And that space doesn't come from pushing thoughts away. It comes from not following them. Imagine for a moment that your mind is like a radio, quietly playing in another room. You can hear it. You know it's there. But you're not in that room. You're here. Comfortable. Settled. The radio keeps playing, and that's fine. It might play songs you know. It might play ones you don't recognize. It might switch stations on its own. And all of that is happening over there, while you're here, sinking deeper into comfort. You don't need to turn it off. You don't need to listen closely either. You can just let it be background noise while you sink deeper into this feeling of rest. Each breath you take can help create that space. Not because breathing pushes thoughts away, but because breathing reminds you that you're here in your body in this moment. Each gentle breath is like an anchor, keeping you present, even while thoughts drift through like passing weather. You might notice your mind trying to solve something. That's what minds do. They like to figure things out, to plan, to analyze, to prepare. They're always working on the next thing, the last thing, the what-if thing. And your mind can keep doing that if it wants to. You don't have to stop it. You can simply choose not to climb aboard that train of thought. The train can leave the station without you. You can stay right here on the platform, watching it go. There's a softness in this kind of allowing. A gentleness. You're not fighting yourself. You're not trying to be different than you are. You're not judging your thoughts as good or bad, right or wrong. You're just giving yourself permission to let thoughts exist without following them into their stories and spirals and endless what-ifs. Maybe you've spent a lot of time following thoughts, going wherever they lead, down long corridors of worry or planning or remembering, through rooms filled with conversations that haven't happened yet, across landscapes of possibility and anxiety and hope. And maybe you've learned that following every thought doesn't always lead somewhere restful. Sometimes it just leads to more thoughts, more rooms, more corridors, more places to wander. But here, tonight, you can practice something different. You can practice noticing without chasing, observing without engaging, letting thoughts arise and pass, like waves on a shore that come and go without asking you to dive into them. Your body might already be settling more deeply. Maybe there's a heaviness in your limbs. Maybe there's a softness in your face, your jaw, your shoulders. Maybe your hands feel relaxed, your fingers loose and heavy. Maybe your breathing has slowed just a little, become a bit more even, more rhythmic. These things can happen naturally when you stop resisting, when you allow yourself to simply be here without needing anything to be different. And if your mind is still active, still generating thoughts, that's completely okay. You're not doing anything wrong. Your mind is just doing what minds do. It's thinking. It's planning. It's remembering. It's worrying or wondering or wandering. And you can be here, aware of those thoughts, without getting tangled up in them. Think of it this way. Thoughts are like visitors knocking on your door. You can acknowledge them. You can hear the knock. But you don't have to invite them in for a long conversation. You don't have to serve them tea and listen to their whole story. You don't have to engage with their questions or respond to their concerns. You can simply notice, oh, there's a thought, and then return your attention here, to the stillness, to the quiet, to the gentle rhythm of your breath. Some thoughts will knock more insistently than others. Some will feel urgent or important or demanding. Some will knock loudly, repeatedly, as if they need immediate attention. And even those thoughts, even the loud ones, can simply be noticed. You can think, yes, I hear you, and still choose to remain here, grounded, present, at rest. This isn't about being perfect. It's not about doing this right. There's no test to pass, no goal to achieve, no standard to meet. It's just about practicing a different relationship with thinking. One where you're not at the mercy of every thought that appears. One where you have a little bit of space, a little bit of choice, a little bit of freedom. And in that space, in that freedom, rest becomes possible. Not because your mind has stopped, but because you've stopped following. You've found that quiet place inside where you can simply observe, simply allow, simply be. Your breathing continues, soft and easy. In and out. Steady and slow. And with each breath, you might notice that you're becoming more comfortable with this practice. More comfortable with letting thoughts exist without climbing inside them. More comfortable with the stillness that's always been here, underneath the noise. That stillness isn't something you need to create. It's already here. It's been here all along. It's like the deep, quiet water beneath the waves. The waves keep moving on the surface, churning and foaming and crashing. But down below, there's a profound calm. A stillness that doesn't move. And you can rest in that calm, even while the surface of your mind continues its activity. You don't have to go searching for this stillness. You don't have to work hard to find it. You just have to stop moving away from it. Stop following each thought into its story. Stop getting pulled into the current. Just sink down, gently, into the deep quiet that's always been waiting for you. Maybe you notice a thought about something you need to do tomorrow. And you can notice that thought. You can acknowledge it. You can recognize that yes, there is something to do tomorrow. And then you can let it drift past, like a leaf floating down a stream, while you remain here, settled at the bottom, watching things drift by overhead. Maybe you notice a thought about a conversation you had, or something you wish you'd said differently, or a worry about what someone thinks of you. And that thought can be there too. You don't need to fix it. You don't need to resolve it right now. You don't need to replay the conversation or rehearse what you could say next time. You can just let it exist, floating past, while you stay anchored here in this moment. Thoughts don't need your permission to appear, and they don't need your participation to exist. They can come and go all on their own. They're like weather patterns moving through. Sometimes sunny, sometimes cloudy, sometimes stormy. But the sky that holds them remains unchanged. Your job right now isn't to control the weather. It's just to practice not following the clouds wherever they drift. To practice staying here, in this space of quiet awareness, where everything is allowed but nothing is demanding your attention. There's a certain kind of tiredness that comes from constant thinking, from following every thought, analyzing every feeling, trying to figure everything out. It's exhausting, isn't it? The endless mental motion, the constant processing, the never-ending stream of what-ifs and should-haves and might-bests. And tonight, you can give yourself permission to set that burden down. Not forever. Just for now. Just for this moment. You can let your mind do whatever it needs to do while you rest. You can trust that the important thoughts will still be there tomorrow if you need them. And the ones that aren't important will fade away, naturally, like morning mist dissolving in sunlight, without you needing to sort through them all right now. Your body might be feeling heavier now, more relaxed, more settled into the surface beneath you. There might be a pleasant weight in your arms and legs, a softness in your belly, a release in your chest. And that's natural. That's your body responding to this permission you've given yourself. This permission to just be, to rest, to let go of the need to engage with every thought that passes through. Sometimes a thought will seem very convincing. It will tell you that you need to think about it right now, that it's urgent, that it's important, that you can't rest until you've figured this one thing out. And you can notice that urgency, notice that insistence, and still choose to stay here. Still choose to let that thought pass by without grabbing onto it. Because the truth is, very few thoughts actually require immediate attention. Most of them are just the mind doing what it does, creating content, making noise, staying busy. Like a television left on in an empty room. It keeps playing, keeps generating images and sounds, even when no one is watching. And you can let it stay busy if it wants to. You don't have to join in. You don't have to watch the show. Imagine you're sitting beside a road, watching cars go by. Each car is a thought. Some are small. Some are big. Some are moving fast, rushing past in a blur. Some are barely crawling along, taking their time. Some are colorful and bright. Some are plain and ordinary. But you're not in any of those cars. You're just sitting here, watching them pass. One after another. Coming from somewhere down the road. Going somewhere else. And you remain exactly where you are, comfortable on the side of the road, just observing. This is a practice you can return to any time. Not just tonight, but any time you notice yourself getting caught up in thinking, getting pulled along by the current of your thoughts. You can always come back to this simple awareness. Thoughts are here. I'm here. I don't have to follow them. And the more you practice this, the more natural it becomes. The easier it gets to create that little bit of space, that little bit of distance, that little bit of freedom. It's like exercising a muscle. At first it might feel unfamiliar, even difficult. But over time, with gentle practice, it becomes easier, more automatic, more natural. Right now, in this moment, you might notice how quiet it is underneath all the thinking. There's a stillness in your body, a calmness in your breath, a softness in the space around you. And even if your mind is still generating thoughts, even if there's still mental activity, you can feel that underneath it all, there's a place of rest, a place of peace, a place where you can simply be, without needing anything to be different. Your eyes might already be closed, or they might be getting heavy. Either way is fine. There's no pressure, no expectation, no right way to be. You can let your body find its own way toward deeper rest, in its own time, at its own pace. Your body knows what to do. It's done this thousands of times before. Every night of your life, your body has known how to move toward sleep. And tonight is no different. And while your body settles, while your breathing softens, you can continue to practice this gentle art of not following, of noticing without engaging, of letting thoughts exist in the background while you remain here, present, aware, at peace. Maybe you've noticed by now that thoughts lose some of their power when you don't follow them. When you don't give them your full attention, when you don't climb into their story, they just kind of drift away. They come, they exist for a moment, and then they dissolve back into the quietness. Like ripples on a pond that spread out and eventually fade into stillness. This is always happening. Thoughts are always coming and going. You've just been so used to following them that you might not have noticed how temporary they are. How fleeting. How they don't actually need you to survive. They arise on their own and they fade on their own. You don't have to do anything to make them come or make them go. You can be like the sky, vast and open, letting thoughts pass through like clouds. The clouds come. The clouds go. Some days there are many clouds. Some days just a few. But the sky remains. Always there. Always constant. Always spacious enough to hold whatever appears without being changed by it. The sky doesn't struggle with clouds. It doesn't resist them or cling to them. It simply allows them to move through. And you have that same spaciousness inside you. That same capacity to hold thoughts without being consumed by them. To notice them without becoming them. To let them exist without letting them define this moment. This is your true nature. This spacious awareness. This quiet presence. Not the thoughts themselves, but the space in which thoughts appear. There's such relief in this. Such a sense of ease. You don't have to work so hard. You don't have to manage every thought. You don't have to figure everything out. You don't have to follow every thought to its conclusion. You can just be here, breathing, resting, allowing. Your mind might try to convince you that you're not doing this right. That you should be thinking less. That you should have fewer thoughts. That you should be more relaxed by now. But that's just another thought, isn't it? Another visitor knocking on the door. And you can notice it, acknowledge it, and let it pass too. There's no right way to do this. There's no perfect state you're trying to achieve. No ideal amount of thoughts or absence of thoughts. You're just practicing. Gently. Kindly. Without judgment. Practicing the art of being here while thoughts come and go. Some moments you might feel very still inside. Other moments your mind might be quite busy. Both are completely fine. And maybe, in this practice, you're discovering something. You're discovering that you are not your thoughts. You're the awareness that notices the thoughts. You're the space in which thoughts appear and disappear. You're the stillness that remains when everything else is moving. This awareness, this presence, this is what you truly are. And it's always here. Always available. Always at peace. Even when the mind is busy. Even when thoughts are swirling. Even when there's noise and activity and constant mental motion. This deeper part of you is always resting, always quiet, always home. You can sink into that now. Let yourself rest in that awareness. Let your body relax more fully. Perhaps your shoulders can soften a bit more. Perhaps your jaw can unclench slightly. Perhaps there's a gentle release happening in places you didn't even know you were holding tension. Let your breathing become softer still, quieter, easier. Let everything be exactly as it is, knowing that you don't have to do anything, fix anything, change anything. Thoughts will continue. That's fine. They can keep moving through. And you can keep resting here, in this deep, quiet place, where nothing is required of you. Where you can simply be. Where peace is not something you have to achieve, but something you can allow yourself to sink into. The night is quiet around you. Your body is settling deeper. Your breath is soft and steady. And underneath all the thoughts, underneath all the mental activity, There's a profound stillness, a deep well of calm. And you're resting in that now, letting it hold you, letting it support you, letting it carry you deeper into rest. You might notice that it's becoming easier to let thoughts pass, easier to stay here, easier to rest in this awareness without getting pulled away. And that's beautiful. That's your nervous system learning to relax, learning to trust, learning that it's safe to let go. Safe to stop controlling. Safe to stop managing everything. There's nowhere else you need to be. Nothing else you need to do. This moment is enough. You are enough. Exactly as you are. With whatever thoughts are present. With whatever is happening in your mind. All of it is welcome. All of it is allowed. And none of it needs to pull you away from this deep, restful presence. Your body knows what to do. It's already moving toward deeper rest. Already letting go. Already sinking into sleep in its own natural way. You don't have to force it. You don't have to try. You don't have to make anything happen. You can just allow the process to unfold, trusting that your body has done this countless times before and knows the way. And as you rest here, you might find that thoughts are becoming quieter. Not because you're pushing them away, but because you're not feeding them with your attention. You're not following them into their stories. And without that fuel, without that engagement, they naturally begin to settle, like snow slowly coming to rest on the ground. Like dust settling after someone has walked through a room. Or maybe thoughts are still quite active. Still generating constantly. Still moving through your mind like a busy stream. And that's okay too. You can rest even while thinking. You can let your body sink deeper into relaxation while your mind does whatever it needs to do. They don't have to be in conflict. You don't have to choose between thinking and resting. You can be at peace with both. This is the practice. Not fighting. Not forcing. Just allowing. Just noticing. Just being here in this moment with whatever is present without needing to change it or follow it or engage with it. And in this allowing, in this gentle acceptance, there's a kind of magic that happens. The very thing you were struggling with, the very thoughts you couldn't stop, they begin to lose their grip. Not because you fought them, but because you stopped fighting. Not because you pushed them away, but because you gave them permission to exist without following them. This is the paradox of rest. The more you try to force it, the more elusive it becomes. But when you simply allow, when you surrender the fight, when you let everything be as it is, rest finds you. Sleep finds you. Peace finds you. You might notice the weight of your body now. How it feels supported by whatever is beneath you. How gravity gently pulls you down into comfort. How your limbs feel heavy and relaxed. How there's a pleasant tiredness spreading through your muscles. This is your body's natural wisdom, guiding you toward rest. And you can trust that wisdom. Your body knows when to be active and when to rest. When to engage and when to release. When to hold on and when to let go. Right now, it's time to let go. Time to release. Time to sink into the soft, quiet darkness of rest. Each breath can help you go deeper. Not because you're trying to go deeper, but because breathing is a natural rhythm that carries you along. Like being in a gentle boat on a calm river. You don't have to row. You don't have to steer. You can just float, carried by the current, moving naturally toward rest. In and out. In and out. Each breath a gentle wave, rocking you softly, bringing you more deeply into this state of peaceful allowing. Thoughts might still be moving through. Images, words, feelings, memories, plans, worries, dreams. All of it passing through, like leaves floating down that gentle river. And you can watch them float by from your boat, from this place of rest, without reaching out to grab them. Some leaves are bright and colorful. Some are dark. Some move quickly. Some seem to linger. But they all eventually float past, around the bend, out of sight. And new ones appear. This is the constant flow. The endless stream. And you don't have to do anything about it except notice. Just notice. There's a kindness in this practice, a gentleness toward yourself. You're not demanding that your mind be different. You're not insisting that thoughts stop. You're not judging yourself for thinking. You're simply being here with compassion, with acceptance, with a quiet understanding that this is how things are right now. And that's okay. Maybe you've been hard on yourself about thinking too much, about not being able to shut your mind off, about lying awake at night, caught in thought after thought after thought. But tonight, you can release that self-judgment. You can be gentle with yourself. Your mind is doing what minds do, and you're learning a new way to be with that. A softer way. A more peaceful way. You're learning that you don't have to control your thoughts to find rest. You just have to stop following them. Stop engaging. Stop getting pulled into their current. And in that simple act of not following, in that gentle practice of staying here, rest becomes available. Your breathing continues, steady and slow. Your body continues to soften and settle. And thoughts continue to move through, like clouds, like cars, like leaves on a stream. Coming and going. Arising and passing. And you remain here, aware, present, at peace. This moment is all there is. Not because the past doesn't exist or the future won't come, but because this moment is the only one you can actually inhabit. The only one where you can actually be. And right now, in this moment, you can choose to be here, resting, allowing, at peace. Even if your mind is wandering to tomorrow or replaying today, your body is here. Your breath is here. This awareness is here. And you can anchor yourself in what's here, in what's real, in what's present, while letting thoughts about there and then drift past like distant clouds. There's such freedom in this. Such lightness. You don't have to carry every thought. You don't have to solve every problem. You don't have to figure out every detail. You can just be here, in this simple moment, breathing, resting, being. The world will still be there tomorrow. The thoughts will still be there if you need them. The problems you're working on will still be there, waiting for your attention when you're rested and ready. But right now, in this moment, you can let them all go. You can set them down. You can give yourself this gift of rest. And as you sink deeper into this rest, you might notice something interesting. You might notice that there's a part of you that's always been at peace. A part that's never been disturbed by any thought, any worry, any concern. A part that's like the depths of the ocean, calm and still, even when waves crash on the surface. This part of you is always here. Always accessible. It doesn't come and go like thoughts do. It doesn't change like moods do. It's the constant background, the aware presence that's been with you your entire life. The one who's been noticing everything. The one who's here right now, noticing these words, noticing your breath, noticing the thoughts that drift through. You can rest in that part of you. That awareness. That presence. It's not something you have to create or achieve. It's already here. It's what you are beneath all the thinking, beneath all the doing, beneath all the worrying and planning and remembering. Just this. Just here. Just now. Your body might feel very heavy now, very relaxed, almost like it's melting into the surface beneath you. Or it might feel light, floating, barely there. Either sensation is fine. Both are signs of deepening rest. Your body is finding its own way, and you can trust that. And your mind can continue doing whatever it's doing. If it's quiet, beautiful. If it's still active, that's okay too. You're not dependent on your mind being a certain way to find rest. You're resting in something deeper than the mind. Something that holds the mind. Something vast and spacious and always at peace. Thoughts are like weather in this vast space. Sometimes stormy. Sometimes calm. Sometimes cloudy. Sometimes clear. But the space itself is never disturbed. It holds everything without being changed by anything. This is your true nature. This spacious awareness. And you can rest here, regardless of what weather is passing through. There's a deep relaxation that comes from this understanding. A profound letting go. You don't have to manage your thoughts anymore. You don't have to control them or fix them or make them stop. You can just let them be, like weather, while you rest in the vast, unchanging awareness that you are. Each breath helps you settle more deeply into this understanding, into this peace, into this rest. Breathing in, you might notice the breath entering your body. Breathing out, you might notice the gentle release. And with each exhale, you can let go a little more. Release a little more. Sink a little deeper. Let go of trying. Let go of efforting. Let go of doing. Just be. Just rest. Just allow. You might notice sounds around you. Maybe distant sounds from outside. Maybe sounds in the room. Maybe the sound of your own breathing. And all of these sounds can be like thoughts, arising in the space of awareness. You don't have to listen to them closely. You don't have to ignore them either. They can just be part of the background, part of what's happening while you rest in the foreground of awareness. Everything is allowed here. Every thought, every sound, every sensation. Nothing needs to be different. You're not trying to create some special state. You're just allowing yourself to recognize the peace that's already here, underneath everything. And in this allowing, sleep might come. Or it might not come yet. Either way is fine. You're not waiting for sleep. You're not trying to make it happen. You're just resting here, in this moment, in this awareness, in this peace. And if sleep comes, it will come naturally, in its own time, in its own way. Your breath continues, soft and steady. Your body continues to rest, heavy and relaxed. And thoughts continue to move through, perhaps quieter now, perhaps still active, but either way, not pulling you into their stories. You are the stillness beneath the motion, the silence beneath the sound, the peace beneath the thinking. And this is always true, always available, always here. There's nothing you need to become, nowhere you need to go, nothing you need to achieve. You are already whole, already complete, already at peace. The thinking mind might not believe this, might argue with it, might try to convince you that you need to do more, be more, figure more things out. But that's just more thinking. And you can notice it, acknowledge it, and let it pass. The truth is simple. You are awareness itself. Thoughts come and go in you. Feelings come and go in you. Sensations come and go in you. But you remain constant, aware, at peace. And right now, you can rest in that truth. Let your body soften completely. Let your breathing become quiet and easy. Let thoughts drift through like clouds across a vast sky. Let everything be exactly as it is. There's nowhere to go, nothing to do, no one to be. Just this, just now, just rest. The practice of letting thoughts exist without following them is not something you perfect. It's something you return to, again and again. Each time you notice you've been pulled into a thought, you can gently return. Not with frustration, not with judgment. Just a soft return, like coming back home. And each time you return, you strengthen this capacity. This ability to be here, aware, without being swept away by thinking. It becomes easier, more natural, more familiar. But even if it feels difficult, even if your mind is very busy, you're still doing the practice. You're still here, still aware, still noticing. And that's all that's needed. Your body knows how to sleep. It's done this every night of your life. You don't have to teach it or force it or make it happen. You just have to allow it. And you're allowing it now, by resting here, by letting go, by not trying to control or manage or force anything. Sleep will come when your body is ready. And until then, you can rest in this awareness, this peaceful presence, this quiet space where thoughts are allowed but not followed, where thinking happens but doesn't disturb the deeper stillness. You might notice that time feels different now, slower perhaps, or maybe you've lost track of it altogether. That's natural when you're not caught up in thinking. Time is a concept created by thought. When you're resting in awareness, beyond thought, time becomes less relevant. There's just this eternal now, this endless present moment. And in this present moment, everything is okay. You're okay. Your body is okay. Your mind is okay. Even if your mind is busy, that's okay. Everything is exactly as it should be. You can trust this. Trust the process. Trust your body. Trust the awareness that you are. Trust that rest will come, that sleep will come, that peace is already here. Let your breathing carry you deeper now. Let each exhale be a gentle letting go. Each inhale a soft receiving. Nothing to force. Nothing to control. Just breathing. Just being. Just resting. Thoughts might still be moving through. That's okay. They can keep moving. Like a river that flows constantly. You don't have to stop the river. You just have to stop swimming in it. You can sit on the bank, watching the water flow past, watching thoughts flow past, while you remain still and at peace. There's a deep wisdom in this stillness. A knowing that goes beyond words, beyond thoughts, beyond concepts. Your body knows it. The awareness that you're knows it. You're safe. You're held. You can rest. Let yourself sink into that knowing now. Let it hold you completely. Let it carry you wherever you need to go. Whether that's into deeper relaxation, or into sleep, or just into this ongoing present moment of peace. There's nothing more you need to do. The practice continues all on its own now. Thoughts arising and passing. Breath flowing in and out. Body settling deeper and deeper. And you, the awareness beneath it all, simply resting in the quiet, in the calm, in the peace that has no beginning and no end. This peace is always here. Even when you wake tomorrow, it will be here. Even when thoughts are busy, it will be here. Even in the middle of a challenging day, it will be here. Because it's what you are. Not something you have to find or create, but what you are, always and already. And knowing this, you can truly rest. You can let go completely. You can surrender into this moment, into this peace, into this awareness that's been here all along, patiently waiting for you to recognize it. So rest now. Deeply. Fully. Completely. Let thoughts exist without following them. Let your body soften into sleep. Let your mind do whatever it needs to do. And let yourself, the awareness that you truly are, simply be here, at peace, at rest, at home. Welcome to this space. This quiet space where you can simply be. Where thoughts are welcome, but you don't have to follow them. Where you can rest in the stillness beneath all the thinking. Where peace is not something to achieve, but something to recognize. Where you are already whole, already complete, already at rest. Just this. Just now. Just peace.